Title: Crossing Continents, Merging Hearts. Mira was a woman who had always lived in the vibrant chaos of Mumbai. The streets were filled with the sounds of honking cars, the aroma of street food, and the hustle of daily life. Her world was grounded in the familiarity of her culture, her family, and her work as a software engineer. Yet, something inside her always yearned for more, a kind of love that transcended boundaries, cultures, and expectations. That yearning found a match when she met Alejandro, a Mexican businessman, during a work trip to Mumbai. He was visiting from Guadalajara to discuss potential collaborations with her company. With his easy smile, dark hair, and the sparkle in his eyes, Alejandro was different from anyone Mira had ever known. Their first meeting was brief, just a handshake and a few words exchanged, but something sparked between them. As fate would have it, their work put them on several projects together. They spent hours discussing strategies, but as they worked late nights, those talks started to wander into personal territory. Alejandro would talk about Mexico with a passion that intrigued Mira: the vibrant culture, the music, the warmth of the people, and of course, the food. He spoke about his family with affection and shared tales of his home in the lush, colorful streets of Guadalajara. Mira found herself getting lost in his stories, imagining a world so different from her own. Alejandro, in turn, was captivated by Mira's intelligence, her quiet strength, and the way her face lit up when she spoke about her family or her love for Indian classical dance. They would spend hours talking after work, first in the company's break room, and then, soon enough, over long dinners in the city. Over time, the undeniable chemistry between them turned into something more. They shared stolen moments, an unexpected touch, a lingering gaze, and eventually, a kiss that left them both breathless. It wasn't just passion, it was a deep connection that crossed continents. But the reality of their world soon came crashing down. Mira's family had always expected her to marry someone from their community, and moving halfway across the world to Mexico seemed unimaginable. Alejandro, too, felt the weight of the distance and the cultural differences. How could he ask her to leave everything she had ever known? One evening, over dinner at a small restaurant overlooking the sea, Alejandro took Mira's hand and asked, "Come with me to Mexico." Mira's heart skipped a beat. She had been thinking about this for weeks, torn between her love for Alejandro and the life she had always known. But in that moment, looking into his eyes, she knew what her heart wanted. "I will," she whispered, her voice trembling but sure. Within a few months, Mira found herself packing her life into a few suitcases, leaving behind the bustling streets of Mumbai for a new adventure. The moment she landed in Guadalajara, she was overwhelmed by the warmth of Alejandro's family and the vibrancy of Mexican culture. The sounds of mariachi music, the lively markets, and the spicy aroma of Mexican food filled her senses. She found comfort in the similarities between her own culture and this new world, the importance of family, the colorful festivals, and the strong sense of tradition. At first, life wasn't easy. Mira missed her family, her friends, and the familiarity of her homeland. But Alejandro was always by her side, supporting her through every challenge. They would sit on the terrace of their new home, watching the sunset, as he taught her Spanish and she taught him Hindi. Slowly, Mira began to fall in love not just with Alejandro, but with Mexico itself. She embraced the local traditions, celebrated Dia de los Muertos with Alejandro's family, and even learned to cook Mexican dishes alongside Indian ones. Alejandro, in turn, celebrated Diwali with Mira, lighting diyas, and immersing himself in the beauty of her culture. Their love became a beautiful fusion of two worlds, two hearts that found a way to beat together despite the distance, despite the differences. And in that new life, Mira discovered something she had always longed for: a love that transcended borders, a life filled with adventure, and a man who made her feel truly at home. As the years passed, Mira and Alejandro built a life that honored both of their cultures, raising their children with the same values of love, family, and tradition. And every evening, as they sat together watching the sunset, They knew that their love story was proof that sometimes, when you follow your heart, it can lead you to places you never imagined.